supervisor at the plant, and then April 13th of 2015, he was promoted to permanent supervisor and has been there until the date of his retirement. So basically ran the entire wastewater treatment plant and was in charge of that through our last large construction upgrade and expansion. And Ron was a dedicated employee. He was one of those guys who was, I'd always have to say, hey, your anniversary's coming up. I'm going to need you to go ahead and take the rest of your vacation time. You know, I need you to go ahead and do that. And it was hard to get him to not be at work, which is a great problem for me to have. He was on call after 6 months, he started pulling call, which meant that he was working weekends, holidays, and any emergencies in the evenings, and at night or whenever the time called. Never complained. So for over 20 years, Ron pulled call, sometimes with vacations, illness, medical leaves for other people. He would be on call every other weekend for a long period of time, and that can wear on an employee. And he never complained about it, never was upset, just always showed up with a smile on his face, and was a hard worker, very safety conscientious, would definitely, no problem. When he was on a job site, I never worried about a safety issue. He would stop any project, even if it was a contractor, call me and say, hey, they're not wearing hard hats or whatever the case may be, and really help define our safety culture with new hires, which was great for me also. Ron is a dedicated father, grandfather, avid sports fan for middle school and high school events. I can almost guess that he saw my kids play more home events than I did, due to being at other kids' events. But Ron always had a report for me the next day if I was not able to go to one of my kids' games, which was nice knowing that they had some fans there. So I just want to personally thank Ron for his over 20-year career. Dedicated hard work, and for personally making my job a lot easier, and congratulate him on his retirement, and best wishes to him in the future.
As the wastewater liaison for the board, I would like to echo those comments and add to them a little bit. An important part of our operation is our relationship with IDEM. And he was always on top of the IDEM regulations and keeping us in compliance. And personally, I got to know him, and he was one of those folks that could explain things to me where I would understand it. And I appreciated that so much. And I'm going to miss having him around, and I wish him all the best.
Yeah, I agree. He would explain it to me, so not only I could explain it, but I could also have a conversation about it without having 20 years experience. So it definitely made my job a lot easier. And Tony Green has accepted the role of wastewater treatment plant supervisor. Tony's been here over a decade, and he is our pre-treatment coordinator. So it was great to just be able to promote from within, and with somebody who has a passion for wastewater. And we just have an accepted offer from a future employee to fill one of the 2 open roles that we have, and we've done interviews for the second role. So we're building our staff back up to the numbers that we want, and we're able to promote from within. So it worked out great in this situation.
Yeah, Ron was a great example, or is a great example of neighbor serving neighbor, and Tony following in right behind him will continue that neighbor serving neighbor ethos, and I was really happy that happened.
Absolutely. It's a great transition for the utilities. Thanks, everyone.
Good stuff. Thank you, Ryan, for your comments, and Aaron as well. All right, we'll move to the approval of our minutes from the August 23rd, 2023 meeting. Everyone had a chance to review those minutes, and if so, I'd entertain a motion to approve.
I make a motion we approve the minutes for August the 23rd. Second.
Motion made by Bill, seconded by Tim, to approve the minutes from the August 23rd, 2023 meeting. Any additional comments? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All righty, thank you. Next item tonight is the employee health insurance recommendation for 2024. Sandra always does a great job with this, and she gets a chance to again this year.
The years go by fast, it seems like. So yeah, I'm here tonight to talk about the health insurance renewal, as well as the ancillary benefits. And just to give a little bit of history on this, in 2017, we entered into a multi-year agreement with AIM Medical Trust to merge our health insurance in with the city. The original agreement was 3 years, and now it renews annually. So in April of every year, we would decide if we wanted to not renew that. The agreement does require both LU and the city to be in the trust. And until we both agree to leave, it will not benefit us to obtain quotes from other vendors. But at this time, I think that we might take a look at the market in the next few years just to see what that looks like. But a little summary of the changes since we've been in AIM, and to put it in perspective, back in 2017, our rates had increased 42% to about $1.3 million. And by merging with AIM that year, it was $1 million, and we're still under that. We're under the $1 million at this point. But a summary of changes that they've had is in 2020, we got a 1% increase. We got a 0.03% increase in 2021. In 2022, we had a 21% decrease. Last year, it was a 2.9% increase, which brings us to 2024. So for 2024, we are at the maximum AIM increase, which is 8.1%. And again, when we switched over, we was at right at $1 million. So with our $800,000 that they're quoting this year, we're still $200,000 under that. So with that, we have 3 recommendations, and I'll go through all 3 of those, but I think we do need 3 individual recommendations for these. But we're recommending that we do continue with the same plan that we are on this year, which is Plan 7 with the AIM Trust. We are recommending that we maintain that the company pays 85% of the insurance premiums. The employees would cover 15%. And if you look at the schedule that's shown up there, for an employee, that would be an increase of $4.13 per paycheck. Employee spouse, $7.88. Employee child, $7.02. And for a family, $11.66. And we are also recommending that we keep the HSA contributions of $2,200 for the employees and $4,400 for the families, the same for 2024. And those are the three recommendations on medical.
Okay, so as you said, we will probably need 3 motions for the Plan 7, the contribution, and the employee HSA contributions. So,
Let's say, Sandra, I'm sorry, Neil.
yeah, go ahead.
Would you expand on the HSA a little bit, please? The HSA contribution?
So what we have is we have what's called a high deductible health plan. So the deductibles for us right now are $3,200 for single, family is $6,400. So incorporated with that, you have what's called a health savings account. We contribute the $2,200 and $4,400, and then employees can contribute the rest of the money up to a maximum. And the maximum family, I believe this year, is $8,100. With that health savings account, they can pay for multiple things health-related. So you can actually pay for vision and dental out of that health savings account.
It's before tax dollars too, right?
It is, yes. Your contributions are before tax dollars. You can pay vision, dental, you can pay premiums out of that. Whatever's left over rolls over from year to year. The one thing we remind our employees of is if you spend $1,000 on dental, sometimes there's a little confusion that they think that's part of their deductible, and it's not. The deductible is based on health only. But that money rolls over, and then when you're 65, you can withdraw that money tax-free with no penalty.
Thank you. I think that's an important part of our plan. I wanted to highlight that. Thank you.
All right, any other questions for Sandra before we get these motions for these 3 items?
I say the same thing every year, so I'm going to say it again. You know, in many ways, it's a Cadillac plan, but I believe that we have retained and attracted Cadillac employees who are neighbors serving neighbors, and a significant part of that is that our benefit package is very competitive in the industry, and so I'm always happy to support these motions because of that.
All right. With that, I would entertain a motion on the first item, if someone would like to start that.
I make a motion to continue with HSA Plan 7 with the AIM Medical Trust for 2024 and accept the rates as proposed in the attached documents provided by AIM.
Second.
Motion made by Tim, seconded by Bill to continue the HSA Plan 7 with AIM Medical Trust for 2024 and accept the rates as proposed. Any additional questions or discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Right, and then the next one would be the 8515 portion.
I make a motion for Lebanon Utilities to continue to pay 85% of the cost of the health insurance, and the employees contribute to pay 15% of the cost of the health insurance for 2024.
Second.
Motion made by Bill, seconded by Ann to continue, to have the utilities continue to pay 85% of the cost of the health insurance and employees pay 15% of the cost for 2024. Any additional discussion on this item? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, then we have one more to wrap up the health portion.
I make a motion that the HSA contribution made by Lebanon Utilities for the employees remain at $2,200 for employees-only coverage and $4,400 for family coverage for 2024.
Second.
Motion made by Tim, seconded by Bill to approve the HSA contribution made by the Lebanon Utilities for employees at $2,200 for employees only and $4,400 for family coverage for 2024. Additional questions or discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you, Board and Sandra, and we'll let Sandra jump to the ancillary benefits at this point.
Yeah, so great news on the ancillary benefits. Last year, AIM was able to lock in 2-year rates with all of the different vendors, so there is absolutely no change in the rates. We just need the board to approve that we continue with AIM for our ancillary benefits for the amounts shown. And I do want to say, we normally say as quoted because these amounts will change depending upon our enrollment. So the numbers you see in front of you are based on our current enrollment, which fluctuates by 1 or 2 people at any given time.
Right. Questions for Sandra before we entertain motions on the ancillary benefits? Okay. Not, I'd entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve our annual benefits as presented for vision, dental lift, short and long-term disability.
Second.
Motion made by Bill, seconded by Tim to approve the 2024 ancillary benefits as recommended. Any additional discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thanks, Sandra.
All right, thank you.
Okay, next item, I believe, is the 120 water invoice. This was an action item. I believe we'll be tabling this, but think we still need a motion to do so. Is that right? All right, so if someone wants to make that motion.
I move to table the 120 water invoice issue until a later time.
Second.
Motion made by Ann, seconded by Bill to table the 120 water invoice at this time. Any additional discussion or questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that brings us to the claims, payrolls, and transfers dated September 6, 2023. Everyone had a chance to review those items, and if so, questions or comments? Not, I'd entertain a motion.
I move to approve the claims, payroll, and transfers dated September 6, 2023 in the amount of $685,811.95 for claims and payroll and $163,100 for transfers.
Second.
Motion made by Tim, seconded by Bill to approve the claims, payrolls, and transfers dated September 6, 2023. Any additional questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that brings us to any other business. Anyone from the board have business tonight they'd like to bring up? Ed, anything?
No, sir.
Right. We'll offer public comment again at the end here. I don't see anyone here for public comment. Ed, you aware of any public concerns?
No.
Right. That looks like our next meeting is scheduled for the 20th of September, 5 p.m. And if there is nothing additional, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
Second.
Motion made by Ann, seconded by Tim to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? All right, thank you, everyone. Stand adjourned.